Cavaliers general manager David Griffin stated that LeBron James is more valuable to his team than the back-to-back MVP Stephen Curry. Quote, "If we're really talking about who's carrying them," is what he said. Francis, is LeBron James more valuable to his team than Stephen Curry? And more importantly, what is your definition of valuable?
Very interesting. And I actually like this question. And I mentioned it to you when Steph Curry was named MVP, that on Colin Coward's show, he mentioned that you take LeBron James away from the Cavs, probably they're a good team in the playoffs. They're nowhere near a challenging team for the full championship. You take Steph Curry away from Golden State, and we have seen them play without Steph Curry. And it's not as pretty as many would assume. It's not like, oh, they dish it out to Clay, Draymond's going to take them through, you bring in Barnes, Livingston. These guys can fill in so that they are a playoff-bound team, and I think they are. I think they're more of a playoff-bound team than the Cavs. But it's that system that I was telling you about, is like the Cavs system runs through LeBron James, I think. And it runs, like LeBron James plays in the point, it allows for Kyrie Irving to become more of a shooter. It makes everyone around him better. The system for Golden State is meant, I think, for three-point shooters. And it obviously highlights Steph Curry because he's the best three-point shooter that the game's ever seen. Yeah. But I don't think the system necessarily runs through Steph Curry. I think the system runs to highlight Steph Curry and allows him to make use of his assets. Whereas the Cavs system, I honestly feel like they sit down and are like, all right, LeBron? Oh, you want to? All right, this is LeBron. That's LeBron. He's going to do that. So we kind of wait and see what LeBron James is going to do to adjust that game. And that's not me disregarding the coaching or anything of the Cavs. I just think that LeBron James, as he showed last season in the playoffs without Kevin Love, without Kyrie Irving, that he has the individual quality for that team to kind of just take them on his back and be their most valuable player. But I still think that Steph Curry is the most valuable player to the league. If that makes sense.
Very nice. Yeah, you made the point. The Cavs are 1-5 without LeBron James this season. The Warriors are 6-3. The Warriors won playoff games without Stephen Curry. But here's the comparison I'm going to make, okay? 1993, 94, 1994, 1995. Michael Jordan is batting 200 for the Chicago White Sox. Right? Those Bulls teams, deep runs in the playoffs. Scottie Pippen was unbelievable. And kind of proved in his way. That's why we always make the comparisons. Isn't Draymond Green like the Scottie Pippen to Stephen Curry the Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan as he is to Stephen Curry? Yes, in many, many ways. And you got Klay Thompson, who's a volume scorer. Michael Jordan was the MVP with those teams in his 3 championship runs, then the break, and then 3 more years. He was still the MVP. And so is Stephen Curry. Now, most valuable player is open to whatever definition you want it to be, but historically, it's pretty much always been a scoring statistic-based category. How many times has the top scorer in the league won the MVP? A lot, mostly during Jordan's years. Shaq was in the top 3 scorers. Curry was in the top 3. Look at the guys who finished in the MVP voting. Kobe's always finishing top 5 MVP. Allen Iverson of most recent years. Steve Nash was one of the guys who actually, in his first MVP award, was like dishing the ball out more and then completely robbed other players deserving it. And there's a couple people who said, Steph Curry, we're going to look back in a few years at how much they messed this up. No, we're going to look back in a few years and go, holy shit, this guy single-handedly changed the game of basketball. So valuable has never been the reason they give out the award. Yeah, no shit, LeBron James is the most valuable player to the Cavs, the most valuable player to the Eastern Conference, and probably the most valuable player in the league because he alone can go to a different team and change the outcome of their entire season. I agree with that. I also think voter fatigue is very real. Yeah. I think that people get tired of voting for the same MVPs, so they end up finding somebody new to latch onto. LeBron James, of course, has his imprint. I've used the word imprint on 2 different clips today. It's way too many times. On the Cavs, and everything changes. The Warriors are still a damn good team without Steph Curry. Does that mean he doesn't deserve the MVP? Of course not. Look at the frickin' numbers, man. He hit over 400 threes, okay? He led the league in steals and in points. The first guy to do that since Michael Jordan. Okay. Yes, the Warriors are infinitely better. He was part of the 73-win team. Nobody's ever done that before. No one's ever won 73 games in a season. Nobody's ever lost less than 10 games in a season. So yeah, some people said to me on Twitter, friends tech, oh, you're like one of those best player on the best team type of guys. Like, that's why you wouldn't vote for James Harden last year. Give it to, like, Russ Westbrook. No. The writers were unanimous. They decided that Steph Curry was the best fucking player in basketball, so they gave him the MVP award. I don't see what's wrong with that. But as the Cavs GM, totally fine. You're allowed to say that.
No,
LeBron.
of
You're
course.
the Cavs GM. Even LeBron said Steph was the MVP.
I know, that's the thing. And you made the point here, and do you know what? I don't care if I'm about to bring another sport in that I always do, because it is open to interpretation.
You're going to bring in cricket.
That's it. I'm talking about cricket here. When this guy put... Well, he's even going to try. Was he even going to try? It is open to interpretation. The best team in the NBA at the moment are a scoring team. They are outscoring their opponents. Most of their games are 100-plus points because the system allows for someone like Steph Curry to thrive, and boy, does he thrive, and he's transcendent in the game. Season by season, it's based on how you envision what makes that team tick. The reason that, and even so this year, is never more evident than Draymond Green. He infinitely makes that team so much better. When you take him out the team, you see the assists drop, you see the points drop, you see them lose more games without Draymond Green than I think they lose without Steph Curry.
Actually, yeah,
check the statistics. I double-checked it not long ago. May not be right or wrong, but either way, still a pretty damn good point. But Steph Curry, you don't take away from what he's done for the game this season. This sole season, he's broken records. He has influenced that team, I would say, in final moments of the games, more so than anyone else. But it just depends on what you see as value. You take him off the team, they're still a good team. They're not the 73 winning team. They're not a historic team. But you take LeBron James off the Cavaliers, and I just don't even think they are. I think they're very similar to the Hawks. I think, no offense to the Hawks, I think Toronto would blow them out. But it just really depends on, you can only envision that. You can only create your what-if scenarios. LeBron James is the heartbeat of that team, and you can't live without a heart. You can't live without a brain either, but...
The Tin Man did, right? He didn't have a brain. Wizard of Oz?
No, it was a heart.
He didn't have a heart. The lion had no heart.
The Tin Man did.
If I only had a brain.
It's a tin heart. They had a brain.
He had a brain. If I only had a brain.
I think you get what we mean.
Real quick, Forbes list, because there was a link from the article that we found this into another article which had LeBron James' actual value in terms of endorsement deals, and it's a lot of money. So we can just run that picture real quick.
Whoa!
By the way, it's more than double the second in the league, which I think is Kevin Durant. $48 million. $48 million a year in endorsement.
Pocket change.
All-stars.
And he gets free Kias. He gets free Samsung TVs.
And he drives
He gets
a Kia.
free Beats. Drinks Coke, never. Got Nikes.
Yeah, you don't have that body if you drink a lot of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I think even with Steph Curry's MVP awards and potential another more championships, it's not going to pass LeBron in terms of value. Get it? Comment below. Like, favorite, subscribe. Where do you think Blake Griffin was on that list, by the way? Remember, this is the Blake Griffin that some media speculate that the league hates Blake Griffin because they see him in all these commercials. Where do you think Blake Griffin was?
Top 10?
6 million. 6 million total.
Dan, was he worth 6 million?
No. Come on, he's a good actor.
Comment below.
He's a great actor.
He's not. He never even get cast in the Hoopers.
He's like, where are you? The Zone.
You know who's not in my zone? My kit man.
The worst player in the NBA? I'm out of the papers. Comment below.